Okay, folks, so in this video, we're going to look at fraction division. Now, fraction division is almost as easy as fraction multiplication. All we have to do is invert, okay, the fraction. Um, Invert just means switch the numerator and the denominator, as you will see. So what you do is invert the second fraction, and the fraction problem basically just becomes a simple fraction multiplication problem. So let's look at an example. So let's say I have 2 divided by 3, or 2 over 3, which is a fraction, and then somebody asks me to divide it by 4 over 5, okay? Somebody asks me to divide it by 4 over 5. Now, all I have to do is that I invert this fraction. And if I invert this, which is if I take 5 up and I take 4 down, and I'm only allowed to do that if I switch this sign as well. So if I do this 2 over 3 multiply by 5 over 4. So 2 over 3 multiplied by 5 over 4 are equal statements. This whole thing is equal to this whole thing, okay? And we can see in a second how that is true too. Okay, so let's say, so the answer to this is just going to be, what we do is when we multiply two fractions, you multiply the top with the top, the bottom with the bottom, top with the top, bottom with the bottom, numerator with the numerator, denominator with the denominator. So 5 times 2 is 10, and 4 times 3 is 12. All right, so that's all you have. Now, if you wanted to check if these two are equal, first of all, you'll have to figure out what's 2 over 3. So 2 over 3, my friend, 2 over 3 is 0, sorry, 0, sorry. So 2 over 3 is 0.667, and 4 over 5 is 0.8. Okay, whereas 2 over 3 we already know is 0.667. 6 multiplied by 5 over 4. 5 divided by 4 is 1.25 in decimal form. So if I multiply these two, or if I divide this by this, I should get the same answer. In other words, if I have 0.667 divided by 0.8, I should get almost the same answer if I multiply 0.667 with 1.25. And the reason is that it might be a little different is because we rounded off 0.667. But let's try that. If you have a calculator, try it right now. You will get something like 0.8 something, around there. You get something around 0.833 as the calculator is telling us here. And for this, we'll probably get something very similar. So let's say, let's do this on the calculator, divided by 0.667 divided by 0.8 and 0. And as you can see, the answer is very similar, 0.83375. And so this and this are equal. Therefore, this is proved that we can do this. Okay, so if you get confused here, do not get confused. I was just trying to show you why this thing works. But let's just do quickly a couple of questions, and it will dissipate and evaporate all the confusion that may have been born of this step. So let's take another video. So we have 3 over 4 divided by 5 over 2. All I have to do is invert this second term. So that's going to turn into 3 over 4 multiplied by 2 over 5. Okay? So the 5 over 2 got inverted, and only because I inverted the symbol as well. And so when I multiplied these two, why? Because when you're multiplying fractions, the top gets multiplied by the top and the bottom by the top bottom. So you get 6 divided by 20, right? Let's take another example. Let's say you have 7 over 6 divided by 1 over 4. What do we do, right? All we do have to do is invert these, and and that will automatically invert this. And so we're going to end up with 7 divided by 6 multiplied by 4 divided by 1, which is pretty much the same as 4. So let's just do that. 7 multiplied by 4 is 14, 28, and 6 multiplied by 1 is 6. So there you go. That's all we have to do. Once you have inverted the fraction, the second fraction, and the symbol, the division symbol into multiplication, and inverted, which leads to the inversion of the second fraction. So 1 over 4 becomes 4 over 1. And remember, at that time, you can just do the simple fraction multiplication that we learned, which is sum at the top multiplied by the top, bottom multiplied by the bottom. Always remember, just turn this division into multiplication, okay? So we'll do another question. Let's say we have 8 over 15 divided by 6 over 5, okay? 6 over 5. So all we do is second term gets flipped, inverted, so 8 over 15 multiplied by 5 over 6, 5 over 6, and you end up with 8 times 40, and 40 times 6, 90, okay? 40 divided by 90. Some of you at this point might think that why am I not reducing these fractions? And if you can see that, then you're already at one step ahead. But at this point, we're not doing that. All we're doing is dividing, okay? So all I did was I looked at this division thing, I inverted it to multiplication, and then that automatically inverted the second term as well from 6 over 5 or 5 over 6. And then I just did the top multiplied by top because now I have a multiplication sign, and that's all we do when we're multiplying fractions. 8 multiplied by 5, top multiplied by top, and bottom multiplied by bottom, and I got 40 over 90. All right, so I hope that made sense. So that's that simple. You can try out some question problems on your own, and that will help you feel more confident and really hammer in the ideas that we've learned here today. All right, thank you so much.